Black Picasso cleaning up the sport of boxing, speaking facts over the gossip. Haters all up in the comments. I ain't here to be liked, but smash that like and noti button. We don't sugarcoat nothing, just healthy boxing discussions. Thriller, painting these pictures oh so vivid. Applying Duke, Coach K, that straight full court pressure. Only God could judge me, so tell these chumps ducking smoke. Remember one thing that the boxing guys don't like: ugly. Shut out Big Fish and everybody that joins the panel. For all my new supporters, sub to the channel. Like Floyd say, it's easy work. That bait jab with that left hook send them straight to sleep. Experts, we the experts. We never sugarcoat. Tune in to Black Picasso. Sit back, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Now, before I get into what I'm about to get into, I just want to make sure that each and every one of you guys hit that like or dislike button. Don't forget to put some motherfucking Coach K, Duke, full court pressure on that sub button if you're new to the channel. And be sure to ring that noti bell so you can be notified via email each and every time your boy Thriller, aka Ham Rothstein, aka the Black Picasso, because I paint these pictures so vividly with my words on the sport of boxing whenever I feel like it. And once again, fight fans, ladies and gents, welcome back. Now, first things first, man, shout out to everybody that's watching this live podcast stream on my Facebook channel. Shout out to everybody that's watching this live podcast stream on my Twitch channel. Shout out to everybody that's watching this bitch on YouTube live in the chat. Drop something in that bitch and let me know who up in here, man. Hey, man, first things first, man. I'm just so happy to be here, man, because that uppercut 19 that had your boy down and out for I don't know how many days. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I still feel like shit. But I told myself I'm going to Black Mamba this shit. I'm going to get my Kobe on. And I'm going to play injured. You understand what I'm saying? So let's get straight to it, man, because I don't plan on holding y'all for too long tonight. So you mean to tell me that the PBC can afford to pay Canelo Alvarez $40 million and Caleb Plant $10 million? Mind you, Caleb Plant has never been on pay-per-view before, ain't done shit in the sport of boxing outside of get his ass kicked by Canelo Alvarez, right? With pay-per-view upside. But y'all can't afford to find any money to pay Terence Bud Crawford, the #1 pound-for-pound boxer in the world, to go up against arguably one of, if not the best pound-for-pound fighters in Errol Spence, who is with your stable, which is the biggest fight left in the sport of boxing. I mean, really. I mean, and this shit is coming from Tim Smith, who is the president of communications at PBC, right? But I could have sworn Errol Spence was the big fish. I could have sworn that Errol Spence can sell pay-per-views no matter who the fuck he fight. I mean, that's at least what his fans always try to tell you, boy. Thriller, right? I mean, so why on God's green earth is a nigga like Tim Smith will even utter this type of nonsense out loud? I mean, this shit is beyond me, because this fight alone sells itself. And for two, just now thinking about it as I'm talking, why not keep this shit behind closed doors? Because you want to say that you don't know what Terence won and you think the number is going to be high. Well, goddamn it, can you at least start negotiations before you come out and shit on the fight? And to say that, oh, the fans are going to steal the fight, the fans not going to buy the fight, that is all a built-in excuse, ladies and gentlemen, just to avoid this fight with Terence Bud Crawford. Isn't this the same shit I've been trying to tell y'all niggas for how many months now? Whatever the case, man, I don't know if it's Errol. I don't know if it's Al. I don't know if it's Tom Brown. I don't know if it's Tim Smith. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if it's Derek Jackson. It could be a combination of all of these niggas. But at the end of the day, for whatever reason, these niggas don't want to fight Terence Crawford. Because all we've heard for months on top of months and years on top of years was that Bob Arum was the problem. Terence Crawford needs to go to the PBC. You understand what I'm saying? They got all the money at PBC. You know, Terence Crawford is getting shortchanged. He ain't being promoted right. He ain't being built up, which is some bullshit that this nigga said within that same soundbite, right? We've been hearing all this bullshit for years. And now all of a sudden, the shit is all coming to a head. Because look, man, maybe, just maybe, This nigga ain't lying. Maybe, just maybe, the PBC don't have the money to pay Terence Crawford what he's been getting paid from Bob Arum in Top Rank, which was what, $4 million per fight, an extra $1 million if he couldn't get the Errol Spence fight, right? So maybe, just maybe, they don't have that. But the shit don't make sense to me because, like I just said earlier in my fucking soliloquy, how in the hell did you guys muster up the fucking money to pay Canelo Alvarez go up against a nigga that nobody really wanted him to go up against? I mean, let's be honest. Everybody and their mama, I mean, anybody with common sense knew that Canelo was going to send fucking Caleb Plant to sleep experts because he ain't got enough fucking power to keep Canelo up off of him, right? Everybody and their mama knew that. But none of that shit deflected y'all. None of that shit deterred y'all from making that fight happen, right? So you mean to tell me with a straight face that y'all don't have enough money to pay for the biggest fight that's left in the sport of boxing? I mean, do you know how deflating that shit is? I mean, I already feel like shit because I got the uppercut 19, right? But when I came across this fucking interview, this shit just had my goddamn blood boiling because I'm sitting up here, I'm trying to figure out when exactly did Yordenis Ugas turn into Mike Tyson? Because isn't him and Errol Spence supposed to be on pay-per-view? And what has Yordenis Ugas done on pay-per-view? Because didn't he just go up against one of the cash cows in the sport of boxing? God bless Manny Pacquiao, who is now retired. But that fight didn't do shit. So you mean to tell me y'all can afford to put that shit on pay-per-view, but you can't put Terence Crawford and Errol Spence on pay-per-view? Or I do you one better. When in the flying fuck did Danny Garcia and Sean Porter turn him to Floyd Money Mayweather or Oscar De La Hoya? Because them niggas ain't did shit on pay-per-view either. But y'all niggas keep saying, oh, Terence Crawford ain't this. He needs to be built up. He's not a big enough of a draw. His fans don't buy the fights. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, are you kidding me? Because the last time I checked, y'all, maybe y'all can correct me. Somebody drop some in the chat. But the last time I checked, Errol Spence is supposed to be the guy at 147. That's what you niggas have been telling us for I don't know how many years. So why in the fuck can you guys not afford for Errol to sell this fight itself? Because Errol is supposed to be the big fish. He's supposed to be able to generate these numbers with or without Terence Crawford. I mean, that's what he's about to do with Ugas, right? And y'all already know my position on that bullshit ass fight. That's not the fucking fight that we want to see. And this is why I have been advising each and every last one of my subs who follow my channel, who really fuck with your boy E-Thriller, aka the Black Picasso, to boycott that fucking fight between Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas. But not just that fight. We gonna boycott Keith Thurman and fucking Barrios. You understand what I'm saying? We already boycotted the fucking what was that? Charles Martin and Luis Ortiz. You understand what I'm saying? We boycotted Tank versus Cruz. I mean, this is a PBC issue. This has absolutely nothing to do personally with Errol Spence. This is just boxing business. And us fight fans, the real bosses of boxing, has the fucking right to keep their money in their pocket if we ain't getting the product that we want to see. Don't nobody want to see this shit. And then to make matters worse, on the verge of this fight may or may not happening, right? Because we only got this one fight before Errol Spence clean up his side of the street to get that third strap, which is the WBA belt from Yordenis Ugas. And then all of a sudden, once Errol done put in all this work, he's done all of this so-called heavy lifting. Now you niggas ain't got the money to reward not only Terence Crawford, but Errol Spence for all of his fucking hard work. I mean, where they do that shit at? Where in the fuck do they do that shit at? And can you niggas imagine if Bob Arum would have said this shit? I mean, just let that shit sink in. Can you niggas imagine if Bob Arum, if Terence Crawford was still with Top Rank, and if Bob Arum came out and said what this nigga from PBC, the president of communications, just said about the biggest fight in the sport of boxing? I mean, oh my God. Hold on, y'all. I got a call. Pardon me. Still trying to shake this shit, y'all. My apologies. But yeah, can you guys imagine if Bob Arum would have said that shit? Let me get some water, as a matter of fact. God damn, this shit ain't no joke. But if Bob Arum would have said this shit, man, we would have never heard the end of this shit. I swear to God, we would never hear the end of this shit because we already hear about the, oh, well, we can't promote Terence Crawford and he doesn't like to sell himself and all this bullshit. I mean, for how many fucking months now? So if Bob Arum would have said this shit, I mean, oh my God. But anyway, man, back to the fucking point. I'm just trying to figure out why not keep this shit behind closed doors. Why do they keep putting the fucking numbers in the money splits and all this shit out in the open in the public whenever it comes to Terence Crawford? But we ain't heard shit about the split between Ugas. I mean, how much is Ugas getting? Or better yet, how much was the fucking step aside money that you niggas paid Stanionis in order for Errol to be able to get this fucking Jordanis Ugas fight? I mean, are you kidding me? So you niggas ain't got the money for the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, but you niggas had enough money to go in your back pocket to pay a goddamn prospect to step aside in order to allow Errol Spence to position himself to get a third belt with Jordanis Ugas. And you really expect for us fight fans, us unbiased and objective fight fans, to buy the bullshit that y'all selling? I mean, really? I mean, I'm just saying, man, maybe I'm reaching, but I'm just not falling for the fucking pump fake. As a matter of fact, man, I got about how many people in this bitch? I got 40 people in here with 36 likes. Hey, man, the other 4 people, if you haven't done so, which is pretty damn obvious, please hit that like button. Please, 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 please don't be rude. I mean, you ain't got to agree with the fuck I'm saying, but please hit that like button. I'm going to drop the link in just a second so y'all can come on and pop y'all shit and give me y'all honest opinion on the bullshit that's being said. Now, back to the topic. Now, like I was saying, man, I just don't see this fight happening, y'all. I mean, it's for a plethora of reasons. I mean, this is one of them. This is coming from one of the head honchos at PBC. He's making this shit public. He's saying that Terence Crawford is a proud champion, which of course he should be. But then he want to turn around and shit on him and say, oh, well, he doesn't sell or he hasn't been built right. Well, nigga, why don't y'all try to build him right? Why don't y'all do the shit that Bob Arum couldn't do? I mean, why don't y'all even try to sit at the fucking table? Y'all niggas won't even sit at the table to try to negotiate, to try to see if this fight can get made. Y'all just want to shun this nigga off because at the end of the day, y'all niggas don't want the fight. I don't give a damn what nobody say. These niggas don't want this goddamn fight, y'all. But they can give us the Tank versus Cruises. They can give us the fucking Canelos versus the Caleb Plants of the world. They can give us Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios, who Tank just sent to sleep experts, right? They can give us Charles Martin and Luis Ortiz, but you niggas can't find the money in your back pocket, in your bank account, in y'all trust fund to give us the fight that we have been begging for 4 fucking years. For 4 years. I mean, we can get the exhibitions. We get the Logan Pauls versus the Floyd Money Mayweathers. We get all this, the Jake Pauls versus the Tyron Woodleys, 1 and 2. But we can't get the fight that we've been wanting from day fucking one. I mean, are you kidding me? Is this what the sport of boxing has come to? And you niggas wonder why I give so much kudos and so much props to Dana White and the UFC, because I'm going to be honest. I don't know shit about the UFC. I don't care to know shit about the UFC because I personally don't like all the wrestling and the hugging. I mean, that shit gets boring to me. That's just my personal opinion. But at the end of the day, at least the niggas get the fights that they want to see. At least they fans get the fights they want to see. And they always going to have a stacked card. But whenever it comes to the sport of boxing, oh my God, I mean, we can't get shit. We can't get shit. But let me go to the comment section, man. Let me see who up in this bitch. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hold on. Let me get some water. Pardon me, y'all. Pardon me. Whew. All right, man. Let me start from the top. Shout out to Retro Boxing, the documentaries. OG Blood, I see you, boy. Salute. I appreciate you for pulling up, man. Salute. Shout out to Nitty Bone 313. He said, I'm in the building. Let's get it. What's popping, my G? I appreciate you for tapping in, man. I'm sorry about my tardiness, man. I had to will myself to do this shit. I'm sweating like a motherfucker right now, man. I feel like shit. Shout out to my boy Rebel Life. He said, rightfully look like the truth is coming out. Facts. Big facts. Shout out to my boy Diallo, man. I see you. Salute. Let's see. Shout out to Sam. He said, well, if I don't get the fights I want, at least give me AB versus Rolly so I can get the press conference I were. Yeah, that'll be a good ass press conference, bro. I'm with you on that. Shout out to my boy Demetrius, man. He said, what up, E-Thriller? Pardon me. Hope you're feeling better, my brother. Waiting for the, yeah, man. I feel a little better, but I still feel like shit. Okay, waiting to hear. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. That's love. Salute. Shout out to the boxing guy 7, man. He said salute, he Thriller the Black Picasso. I appreciate that, bro. Shout out to John Bailey 88. Salute, homie. Salute. What's popping? Shout out to my boy WJ Luckett. I appreciate that cash app earlier too, my bro. Salute. He said, Rebel Life, I just listened to your take on this BS. If it happens like that, it would be a huge black eye to the sport of boxing. Damn, I need to check that out. Make sure y'all go sub up to my boy Rebel Life, man. And if I don't sound like my usual self, man, I really can't help it. But hold on, y'all. I got to blow my nose. Give me 1 second. All right, my apology. I'm back, y'all. Shit. Shout out to Mexico Golden. He said, praying that you are feeling better. I appreciate that, man. I need all y'all love and support and prayers, man. God damn, this shit ain't no joke. WJ Lucky said, make sure y'all smash that like button. I appreciate that. Hey, man, we got 50 people up in here, man. I need 50 likes. Please hit that like button. Sam, hit that like button. I appreciate that. Smash that like button. Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to my boy Anthony Brown, man. He said, what up, 3? What's popping, bro? I hope you feeling all right. I appreciate you for pulling up. Shout out to my boy Ronnie Jones, man. He said, go on paint. I appreciate that, man. I'm trying to paint these pictures, man. Shout out to my boy Ant Kid 78. He said, man, I'm down now from that uppercut 19. So I know, bro. Salute to you. Take time out to get well. Damn, bro. Hey, this shit crazy how this shit just spreading. So, like, man, I don't even want to get into that shit because they'll fuck around and shadow ban my page, man. So I ain't even gonna talk about it. But man, I hope you feel better, bro, because I'm still going through it myself. And it's been about a week. Shout out to Sensory, man. He said it's called propaganda. Jeffrey said duck move. Mandate that bitch and take it to purse bid. Yeah, I like that idea, man. That's gonna be the only way this fight may or may not happen. I don't know. Y'all just going back and forth. Shout out to Jeffrey, man. Century said they did that shit out of desperation because Manny losing fucked up the money. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good take. And it could be that Canelo came and took all their bread too. So, I mean, it is what it is, bro. We'll just have to see. Y'all just going back and forth. Shout out to my boy Bode. He said them PBC dudes are scared of Crawford. Yeah, that's a fact, man. Shout out to my boy Southpaw Killer. I see you, man. Salute. He said, get him, bro. I appreciate that, man. Salute. Sensory said he's not the guy at 147 and he can't sell a fight without an opponent. Good point. Excuse me. Shout out to my boy T-Town, the CEO. He said the Black Picasso, my boy, they don't have money for Bud, but pay Canelo 40 million and Caleb Plant 10 million. They must think we slow. LOL. Big facts. I don't get it, bro. I don't get how they can justify giving Canelo all that bread and Caleb Plant that money, but you can't turn around and give that money to Terence Crawford. I mean, these niggas act like Terence Crawford is a fucking package of ramen noodles or something. I mean, we are talking about the number one pound for pound king. This nigga have been on pay-per-view I don't know how many times. He just knocked out Sean Porter. You understand what I'm saying? And this fight has been brewing for fucking 4 years now. But y'all ain't got the money. All of a sudden, now that the nigga ain't with Top Rank, if that's the case, shit, y'all should have just split the bill with Bob Errol. Like, goddamn. But it is what it is. Southpaw Killer said, like Ortiz and Areola. Yep, I forgot about that fight. Good point. That's another bullshit ass fight. Why is all this shit on pay-per-view? If y'all can't afford to pay for what we want to pay for, then why the fuck is all this other bullshit that we don't want to pay for on pay-per-view? I'll wait. Somebody drop something in the chat and let me know. Shout out to my dog, Lee Cannon, man. He said, what up, E-Thriller? Checking in, fam. What's popping, G? I appreciate you for pulling up, my guy. Sensory said Errol has tax trouble. Yeah, I heard that shit. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how this shit plays out. WJ Luckett said, oh, they would have crucified Bob if he said that shit. Hey, that's big facts, bro. That's big facts. I mean, goddamn, I can only imagine if Bob would have said this shit. Shout out to Joanne Turner. This is a play on the behalf of Spence. Al Heyman knows Errol can't beat Bud, which is why Terrence's name was not named as an opponent for Errol, even though he's a champion. Big facts. I love that comment. He said he also has drinking trouble. Southpaw Killer said blank. Yeah, I ain't gonna get them suckers no clout on the channel. Said only Bud fans streaming fights, but ain't no PBC Tank fans ain't streaming. Come on, man. Yeah, I mean, if niggas saying like that, bro, y'all need to stop watching them niggas, bro. I don't understand why y'all keep watching niggas saying dumb shit like that. I really don't. I ain't hating on the niggas, but some of the shit y'all be saying, they be saying don't make sense. I don't watch the motherfuckers. The only niggas I watch is IOTBA boxing. Shout out to the big homie. I watch OG Blood, retro and documentaries. I watch Rebel Life, and that's it. I don't watch nobody else. I'm just keeping it above. I don't watch nobody else. Shout out to Sensory. He said Ugas is going to defeat Spence. I hope so. I mean, at first I was like, man, you know, I want Errol to win, but it looked like even if Errol win, we ain't gonna get the fucking fight we want to see anyway. So I mean, fuck it. Go ahead and let Ugas win. But just now thinking about it, even if Ugas win, do y'all think they gonna let him fight Bud? I don't even think they'll let him fight Bud. I'm just gonna throw that out there, Sensory. Let me see. Y'all just going back and forth. Shout out to my brother Bleak, man, in the motherfucking building. He said he Thriller back at it again. Duck sauce, duck language, and duck juice. Ugas Porter, both Garcias never had good pay-per-views before that, but it wasn't an issue. Only when it comes to Bud, it's obvious. Big facts. Hey, man, make sure y'all smash that like button, man. I got 55 people in here with 53 likes. I need 55 likes. Hit that like button for your boy Thriller so we can get these goddamn likes up and these algorithms out so they can send them post notifications out. Hold on, y'all. Oh, shit. Damn, that's why I really didn't want to do the show. I didn't want to be hawking and huffing and puffing and running out of breath talking and shit, man. So I hope y'all bear with your boy, man. Demetrius said, I knew it was some straight duckery shit. Yeah, man. It's not going to happen. Okay, let me see. Shout out to my boy Darren Young. I see you, man. Salute. Shout out to Norman Rod. Rad 1984 was good. Was popping, my guy. Salute. All right, man. So this is what I'm going to do. Honestly, I'm tired of talking up in this bitch. Running out of breath due to this uppercut 19. I'm about to drop the link. If somebody want to come on and rock with your boy Thriller, be my guest. Shout out to my boy Silas King, man. He said, what up, E? Hope you're good, bro. So Errol is officially the biggest duck in boxing history. Yeah, it's looking like it, bro. I mean, this definitely isn't a good look. I appreciate that. Shout out to my boy Poetic. He said, if the fight don't happen this year, then it will not happen for sure, because Spence's last excuse is he's always said he's clearing his side and getting the belts, so he don't fight Crawford. He duck. Facts. Big facts. That goes against the whole, you know, the wrong side of the street, and I'm cleaning up my side. Now that the nigga about to clean up his sides, now y'all niggas ain't got the money. I mean, what the fuck? Oh, it is what it is. Shout out to Robert Navarro. He said, if Bud wins against Spence, will he pay $1 million bet? That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. Joanne said PBC is paving the way for Errol to collect his third belt and move. Yeah, I think he's going to move up and wait. Shout out to Pound for Pound King. He said, I see the play. Keith Thurman will magically do 250K pay-per-view buys, and they will start saying Keith is better economic fight for Spence. I can see that shit happen. Good point. Lyndon Brown said PBC can't afford to lose 3 belts to Bud. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. But to piggyback off of a Pound for Pound King point about this shit, did Errol Spence say he'll never fight Keith Thurman because he corny? So if he double back and fight him, I mean, that's another duck. I'm just saying. Let's see. Excuse me. Shit. WJ Lucky said, if Bud wants any shot at WBC, WBA, and IBF titles, he is going to have to sign with the PBC. Hey, man, you might be right, bro. I hate to say that, but you might be right. I mean, it sounds like they're trying to box the nigga in, man. We'll see. Let's see. Shout out to Herbie, man. I see you. Salute. Let's see. Oh, y'all just going back and forth. He don't have to sign with the PBC, even if he did. Spence ain't fighting him. Yep, good point. I always make that point. Look at Keith Thurman and Errol. Them niggas still ain't fought. But shout out to Duce, everything. You live on the chat where you Thriller, holler at me, bro. Yo. Do say going once, going twice. Hey man, tap back in, bro. Let me get back to the comments. Sanctus said, hold on, let me remove him right quick. Shout out to my boy Sanctus, man. He said it's crazy how the PBC air out all types of numbers and what's in the PBC vault when it comes to TC. Bud doesn't have EJ Shook. He has the entire company locked in a panic room looking Jodie Foster. Yeah, man. Let me see. Shout out to number one soul brother. You live on the chat. Read Thriller. Holler at me, bro. Yo.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. What's popping? How you feeling?
I'm good.
Go ahead and pop your shit, bro.
What's up with you?
Man. Just
Man.
take it through, man. Go ahead. Yo, are you still there? Yeah. Hey, yo, tap back in. Yo, you still there? Hey, man, you're going to have to log out and come back in, my brother. I'll bring you back on, man. Shout out to my boy Bo, live on the chat with the Black Picasso. Holler at me, bro. How you feeling?
Hey, what's going on, E? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, my brother. How you feeling, man?
I'm doing good, man. I ain't realized my computer had a built-in mic on this joint, man.
Oh, that's all right. I hear. Hey, you sound real crispy, bro. Go ahead, pop your shit.
Yeah, man. Sure. I ain't even knew you had that uppercut 19, man.
Yeah, I had the man. I've been down for about a week, bro. Man, this shit ain't no joke. I'm still going through it, bro. Go ahead and pop your shit though, bro.
Yeah, man. It's definitely some ducking going on, man. Mm-hmm. It's a shame because you already know after this fight coming up with Crawford-Spence and Ugas, they got the mandatory and the co-main event, so that's what's going to happen. Now I know people are saying like, oh, it's a good possibility that Crawford-Spence could be facing Terence Crawford this year, but I don't see it that way, man. I just think after this, he's gonna let's just say if he wins, he's gonna have to fight the WBA mandatory or get stripped. And then on top of that, I personally think either this dude's just going to retire or he's going to move up to 154 and then pull a TO move and be like, yo, just meet me at 154. We can fight there. Try to do one of those moves. But it's just embarrassing. Like for 4 years, this was the biggest fight in boxing to be made outside the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder rematch and whatnot. But this was the fight that was supposed to be made and it never happened. So that's just a crying shame to me.
I agree with you, Bo. I agree with you, bro. Let me go to my boy, my brother, my big bro, B-Mac. You're live on the chat with the Black Picasso. Holler at me, bro. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm hanging in there just like you, E, man. How you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm trying to make it, fam. I'm trying to make it, bro. Go ahead and pop your shit, man.
I know, man.
Bro, everything all right?
Hey, I'm here right now, man. Mom's got COVID, man.
Damn, man. God bless.
I'm trying to hold it down, man. If you give me a second, man, I got some special shout outs for a couple of people, man.
Yes, sir.
What's up,
what's going on, my man Bo? How you doing, my brother?
Doing good.
Good, man. I want to thank, man, General Big Fish, my man Mosquito Spray, D-Town Blaster, World Free, WJ Lucky, Woo 36, and Kit, my man Bo, everybody who gave me good wishes and special wishes while I was in the hospital, man. I appreciate it, man. I thank all y'all Sanctus. I think I heard from you too, man. I appreciate it. If I left you out, man, I apologize, man. But I appreciate, man, all the good well wishes, man, and Kit, man. I understand you got COVID, man. So blessings to you, man, and I hope you get well, man, as well, man. Y'all be careful out here, man, because shit wild right now, So if I did forget you, man, I apologize, man. But I appreciate all the love and support, man. And y'all support E Thriller too, man. E, me and you talk, man. We talk, off the YouTube, man. So blessings to you and your family, man, and hope everything is well with everybody, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Now that I got out the way, man, fuck them PBC motherfuckers, man. Okay? This is bullshit. Okay? I'm tired of the bullshit. We've been talking about it. Hey, man, I got a couple of questions for you, right?
Yes,
now,
sir.
when Bud first number some pay-per-view came out, What was the first numbers that they reported?
Which one? You mean the one with Sean Porter or?
Yeah, the ones with Sean Porter.
I think they said 190, if I'm not mistaken.
190, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So then they come back and they say how much? They say 130, right?
Yeah, I think 135. If I'm not
135, 130, 135. Yeah. Now you over here, you got Tim Smith over here acting like a little bitch, talking about what Crawford ain't, what Crawford didn't do, what Crawford didn't have. He not this, he not that, so on and so forth. They didn't make him a pay-per-view star. They didn't build him up. And then he turned around and say, what? Tank is already a star, right?
Right.
Okay, so now the third question is, how many fucking numbers did Tank just do?
Shit, they didn't even release it from what I. It was like
right.
What, 50?
So he did about 55,000, right?
Yeah.
So now, how many motherfucking numbers did Jake Paul just do?
I think he did like what,
65.
60, 65. Now, if you fucking add up Jake Paul and fucking Tank numbers together, he don't even fucking match Bud.
Yep.
So I don't want to hear this bullshit about who's a star, who ain't a star, who got money, he ain't making no money, he ain't built this. Man, you had Jake Paul and Tank come together and they fucking pay-per-view numbers didn't do Bud and Porter's combined.
Flop.
So this bullshit. It's bullshit. And the thing about it is that it was so difficult to do that fucking top-ranked pay-per-view on top of it that man, they tried to make you do a fucking subscription to get the fucking the fight in the first place. So I don't want to hear this bullshit. Yep. That fight could have did even more. They talk about blame Bob. Bob ain't got no money. He cheat. But now y'all motherfuckers ain't got no money.
It goes against all the narratives that they've been coming up with for 4 years.
Yeah.
All of it. All that shit blowing up in their face, bro. Go ahead.
You ain't got no motherfucking money now. So now Terence Crawford he want too much money. But how you want too much money if you never negotiate with him? You haven't even fucking sat down, fam. Yep. You haven't even sat down and talked to him. He just said, well, I ain't in those negotiations because they are none. Well, I don't want to insult Bud. Well, you got to give him an offer to and insult him in the first place. You don't know what the fuck he want. So you mean to tell me you ain't even offering him the $4 million guarantee the Top Rank does? That's what you're saying.
Basically.
That's what you're saying. If you're not going to give him 4, and y'all think Errol is the A side, so he going to get what, 5 or 6? You mean to tell me you ain't got $10 million for this fucking fight to go Bud and Errol, you don't have, which is a $10 million fight easy. You mean to tell me y'all ain't got $10 million? Y'all full of shit. They full of shit, man, and it stinks to high hell right now. Fuck PBC, they broke. They don't have no money. This is why all these fights is on pay-per-view. Yep. Fucking Luis Ortiz against Charles Martin, Chris Ariella versus Andy Ruiz. Who wants to see this shit? Mario Barrios versus Keith Thurman, and I'm with you. Man, I ain't paying for none of that shit. He talking about no, well, they won't pay for the fight. They just gonna steal it. Nigga, who's stealing this shit that y'all motherfuckers out here? Y'all stealing. Y'all are stealing. Didn't Floyd come out there with a ski mask talking about how he robbing motherfuckers?
I was gonna get to that. I was gonna get to that. Yep.
You know what I'm saying, E? Man, this is bullshit.
Floyd is coming back to balance the fucking checkbooks. We see the play. I posted that about a week ago. Like, Floyd, ain't nobody falling for the pump fake, bro. We know what you about to do. We ain't paying for that shit. We not buying that shit.
Ain't buying that shit at all. Thank you, Craig Smith.
That's what Floyd need. Him and the PBC. We sick of this shit.
You're sick of it, man. I'm sick of. Thank you, Craig Smith, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man, for the wishes, man. I'm watching over Mom. Thanks, man. Appreciate him, fam.
Yes, sir.
No bullshit. I am tired of this shit, man. And because we're not getting what we want, E, this shit is just getting ridiculous, man. More and more and more. They say that it was Bob Arum and it was his fault. Top rank. They ain't getting no money. And the minute he leave, now you talking about you crying broke. Man, shut your bitch ass up, Tim Smith. I don't want to hear his fake ass. He lying like shit. He's sitting around like y'all young guys say. He's sitting over here capping like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, hey man. As a matter of fact, hold on. You just reminded me. I'm off my game. Yeah, he capping like a motherfucker. He capping like a
Yeah,
motherfucker. B Mac,
yeah. Look at him.
big
Look,
time.
capping ass. Sitting over there lying like shit. Sitting over here acting like they ain't got no money and Tank is this big star when he ain't sitting over here. He ain't even doing. He didn't even do. Him and Jake Paul together didn't even do what Bud and Sean Porter did. And Sean Porter, what they say, can't even fucking sell out a family barbecue.
Exactly.
Really? Come on, fam. I'm gonna let D-Town go or Demetri, whoever that is. I'm gonna slide back like somebody else, chop it up.
Okay, B
Yeah,
Mac, I'll bring you back on, bro. Hey, shout out to my boy Darren Young live on the chat with the Black Picasso. Holler at me, bro. How you feeling?
man, what's cracking, fellas? What's going on, man? And first off, I just want to tell y'all boys, man, I hope y'all have a speedy recovery and got COVID. Well, you know, the 19 or whatnot, man. I hope y'all boys recover from that. That's some
Appreciate
serious
that,
shit
bro.
going,
Yes,
serious
sir.
shit going on
Appreciate it.
around here, though, man. But yeah, man, I'm gonna just go ahead and elaborate on this because, like, man, it's just hard to try to like Earl Spence and see what his fucking company doing, man. It's like this is why you can't have motherfuckers who was in the music industry and motherfuckers who did other ventures in this boxing shit, man, because they looking at this shit like Bitcoin. What can I get from a fighter, or what can I see from my fighter to get the advantage? And yeah, like y'all say, man, I just wanted to go ahead and admit it. I felt like Spence needed to tune up, but just from hearing all this bullshit, man, it's just like y'all say y'all ain't got money for Crawford, and y'all say niggas still pay-per-views. But what you think niggas finna do with this Spence Ugas shit, man? Don't
Exactly.
nobody want to see this. Don't
Right,
nobody want to see this. The
right.
disrespect, the disrespect that this man has gotten over the years, man. They need to make a 30 for 30 on this shit. Cause
Yes.
it's just this is just
Yes.
ridiculous,
Right.
bro. This is just ridiculous. And it's like I was telling my little partner the other day, you know, he a big Spence fan. And I told him, I'm like, my nigga, the only time you hear niggas spread numbers out in the media is when they don't want to fight. Not Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz did it. You feel me? And it's just like, but not to get off subject, man. It's just Tim Smith. He opened up a can of worms and didn't even know what he said
Yep.
without contradicting himself. Niggas is dumb, man. And you know they gonna get what they deserve, bro. God don't sleep. They gonna get what they deserve, man. Like it's
Yeah,
just
Hey, what I always say, bro.
I
What I
just feel
always
like
say,
it's
hey, what's my slogan? The boxing guys don't like ugly.
they don't
yeah, I
like
gotta,
Damn
ugly,
I,
right.
man.
They
I
don't
gotta
like
play
ugly.
that video
And
Go
because
ahead, my
I
bad.
think
I didn't even hear it yet.
I think Crawford should just go ahead and entertain what Bob Arum gonna do with Josh Taylor. If he can get Crawford at 8 mil, go ahead and just give him 8 mil to go over to Scotland and fight this dude. Go on a farewell trip, knock off Virgil Ortiz, fight Boots, either knock him out or hand him over to pass him the throne. This Earl Spence shit is over with, man. Like you and then this the killer thing with me is niggas think he's finna come back and just do all this damage to Ugas. Nigga, you have a torn retina. You don't heal from that shit. I don't care how bad of a motherfucker you is, man. You don't heal from that shit as quickly as he did. And I'm telling y'all, man, like you say, the boxing guys don't sleep. And if he beat this guy, it's over with, man.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hey,
I'm not even praying.
Here's my question to y'all.
Okay.
Do y'all think he really did have a torn retina?
I don't think so. I'm gonna
I
keep
don't
it
think so, bro.
I
The
think he
more
was
and more how this shit been playing out, I don't think so.
I tell you what, to give him the benefit of the doubt, he might have had a piece of an injury in his eye. I'll give him that benefit of the doubt. But I think that shit was more so on him being weight drained. He was
Yeah, I
mostly
was gonna say that.
he was mostly weight drained. If you saw him in that PBC edition fight camp, the nigga looked it so scrawny, man. And I had never seen Spence like that. I remember I went out to Dallas in 2018 and I saw the guy. Man, the guy's a big dude, say 5'9". And I seen him drop that weight and I seen how his physique was faded. He's drained, man. And he know, just like everybody else know, he ain't got much left because of what he did to his body, man. And like I said, he should have took the Crawford fight just so he could set aside all his financial. You know, I don't want to get into his financial problems or whatnot, but to just set himself up good for the end, he should have fought Crawford. And then you want to cherry pick Canelo, go get your bag and leave the sport, man. But you didn't build yourself a bigger hole with these two layoffs. And goddamn me, man, I ain't gonna even much lie to you, man. Shit ain't looking good for him. And you going into a unification fight with all this other shit, motherfuckers coming out saying you got tax problems. That's hard to fathom. That's just like Mike Tyson when he had that charge on him. You can't go into a fight mentally prepared, knowing you got these extra outside issues going on, man. It's not looking good, bro. And all you Spence fans out there or detractors out there listening, y'all niggas better not put your money on this guy, bro. You want to be a rich nigga, you better stay neutral. Don't put your money on him, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna lose.
Hey, yo, hold on, y'all. Make sure y'all smash that like button, man. We got 74 people up in here with 65 likes. Get my likes up to 74, man. Even if you don't agree with what we saying, hit that like button. Please, please, please. Hey, yo, Darren, I'm going to go out to Herbie, man.
Okay.
Hey, yo, Herbie, you live on the chat with Black Picasso. Holler at me, bro.
What's up, man? What's going on, man?
What's popping, bro? How you feeling?
Hey, B-Mac, man. I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. You know what I mean? I'm good.
What it do? What it do?
Just saying what's up to you, man. Your recovery and your mom, man. I'm just, keep you on my prayers, bro.
I appreciate that, fam. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate
no
it.
Problem.
Thank you, sir.
You know what I learned? No problem, man. No problem. You know what I learned over the last month or so?
Yes, sir.
Like these guys is just blowing smoke, man. They just say whatever. Like first, Sean Porter was supposed to be the measuring stick, right?
Yep.
Remember they said Bud ain't fight nobody, right? So he's supposed to be the measuring stick. He knocked Bud out, then they got all these. Bud knocked him out, then they got all these excuses. Yep. Oh, well, he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's like, yo, you just not gonna get this man credit. And when if he fights Spence and beats him, they're gonna say Spence, the car accident, the eye injury. And then Tim Smith he wasn't built up right now. This is letting me know that A, he's going to try to lowball Bud, and B, they don't really want this fight, man. They just don't.
No, they don't.
It's obvious to me.
Facts.
They don't want the fight. And anybody that can't see that, it's like you're really you're in denial if you cannot see what they're doing. It was never a split. They never talked about splits with no one. It was 50-50 every fight that he was in, except for Danny Garcia. It was 60-40. And then, and he getting 50-50 with Ugas. You best believe that. Trust and believe that. He's getting 50-50.
Man, if he gets 50-50, man, everybody should just come out with a video and fucking roast the shit out of his ass.
I don't understand why we haven't heard anything about the purse split yet. I'm just saying.
Exactly. All this shit to come to Bud is purse splits, right? When it come to Bud, it's the purse split. Because he don't want to fight this man. His whole energy changed. He never even came out and said, I want to fight him. Remember before the accident when they was face to face, I'm gonna crush you, all this shit. He had the energy, right? Talking all this shit to his face, and still he really didn't want to fight him, right? Mm-hmm. But now that all this shit happened, I think he knows in his heart, I can't beat this dude, man. I'm gonna leave this dude the fuck alone.
To rebut, I ain't gonna say he's scared of the nigga, man. It's more his company, and then that shit trickled off on him.
I agree. I think when you the person.
No, I disagree. Bro. That nigga is scared of Terence Crawford. He's scared. His body language, everything, his actions,
his whole
the shit that come out of his mouth. He's scared, bro. Ain't no way around it. He's scared.
He's not confident in himself when it comes to him, man.
Yeah, okay, I say that. He may not be as confident as he is because, as much as I can blame this shit on PBC, it's him too. Because he never went up to Al and say, hey, Al, man, fuck that. Let me get it. I want him. Because
what did Tom Brown say? If the fighters want the fight, we can make the fight.
Just think of it. To flashback out in 2014, AB wasn't supposed to fight Maidana. They didn't want him to fight. They didn't want him to fight Maidana. AB said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just take it."
You know what I will say about AB though? AB, a lot of people talk about AB, but AB got heart. He a warrior, man. He fought. He didn't have to. He could have took an easy route and beat a lot of niggas in his weight class. He moved up to fight niggas. Exactly. I gotta give it to him. He really fought. He could have really took the easy road and been one of the greats. He just he did shit too early. But I can't get mad at him. AB ain't scared of nobody except for Bud.
when you a young nigga getting over $2.5 million and you ain't never had shit in your life, bro. I'm gonna lie, bro. That shit hard for a nigga. I can't personally say I wouldn't do it because I don't know. But a nigga that just come from shit, hey man, you get that nigga too much money, he gonna go off the Richter scale.
Hey, yo, hold on, y'all. Let me go to Zango. Zango, you're live on the chat with the Black Picasso. Holler at me, bro.
Yeah, night, brothers.
What's poppin', man?
Django.
What's happening,
What
man?
What's up, Jingle?
Man,
Ready to pop the shit, Zango?
boy, to be honest with you, I'm super disappointed. Like, disappointed isn't like you notice that every month, in fact, every 2 weeks that we come here, there's a new excuse. There's always something new. Like, what's the point? Like, it's just proven time and time again that the fight is just not gonna happen. Like, we really believe that the fight may happen, but it looks like everybody in the PBC don't want the fight to happen. And one of the things that makes it so disappointing is the fact that you can see that the fighters have too much power. Like, for the first time, I would say, yeah, the fighters have way too much power. These fighters don't want to fight, which is why the fight isn't happening, right? And to add to that, because when you see Tank's numbers, when you see Keith's numbers, when Keith fights, he's not gonna make a lot of money. We all know that. These fighters are all fighters who need to take a step back. Like, they need to take a step back. They need to be, on the undercards. They need to be fighting. They need to be fighting under the main event. Mario Barrios versus Keith Thurman is not a main event, right? Tank versus Cruz is not a main event. Why are we putting these things on pay-per-view? These fights will never be successful. Tank versus Cruz and Keith versus Mario should be underneath Spence versus Crawford. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, it's stupid. Like, it's just showing that the people at PBC, the execs in PBC, especially with that last interview where they were saying that, where he was basically dismissing even bringing Crawford around when they haven't even offered. He doesn't even know what they've offered yet. Although he sounded like they were in negotiations, but he wasn't in the negotiations. But it's obvious that he doesn't want Crawford there. But it's just for me, it's just a matter of incompetence. Like, the execs in PBC seem to be like really incompetent. Because in my opinion, like, Crawford will fight anyone. He seems to be able to want to fight anybody, right? And they seem to be able to make more with Crawford than they will make with Spence or Ugas or any of those guys that they have on PBC. Sean Porter made the most that he's ever made fighting Crawford. He didn't make half as much when he fought Spence. He didn't make that same amount when he fought anybody else. And that's hilarious that his final fight is where he made the most money, and it was not even underneath the umbrella of the PBC per se. He needed top rank. Cool. Even adding to all of that now, boy, man, Spence, I don't think Spence wants that fight at all. I just don't think, I don't see it. I've given up on that. I've given up on that fight. I think, like, dog, this is fucking ridiculous.
That fight will never happen.
I ain't gonna like. I don't think the fight gonna happen, bro.
And
I think, and also to add one more point, the fact that the fighters all fight once, or they only fight like once or twice a year, I feel like the PBC could stack cards instead of having a whole bunch of empty fights on the card, just to put one big fight who's everybody's going to tune into. Put multiple fights that everybody's going to tune into, just like the UFC. I don't see what's the problem with going with that model. Like, the fighters only fight like once a year anyway. Might as well just put them in one, right? You know, might as well just put them in one card for everybody to pay for. That's a pay-per-view. If all of these fights were on it, I would buy it.
Django,
But the thing of it is, bro, you saying that these niggas ain't got money for that because they gotta pay the fighters through pay-per-view. That's the whole reason why they can't put the fight on premium TV, because they don't have the money for it. You know what I mean?
Django, yeah, I gotta understand something real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I'm sorry, man.
You good, B. You good, B.
What I wanted to say is that y'all gotta understand the whole blueprint of PBC initially into where it started and where it's at now. Back in 2014, when it started, they had a boatload of sponsorship money that they had, like $280 million. Okay. And their motto was all free TV. You know what I'm saying? PBC on Fox. They had it on FX. They had it on this, that, and the other. They had everything on free TV because they had the money, okay, initially to get started. Okay. Yeah. Al Heyman, which was a black man coming from Floyd Mayweather's man, who Floyd was the money man. He was the man that made all the money. So everybody gravitated to that and went that direction with Floyd and Al Heyman and PBC, thinking that they gonna be the money man. They gonna be the next thing, and everything was free. Remember, it was all free TV. Now, what Al Heyman and them did was they went and got a catalog of fighters that was so fucking huge. They got over 200 and something fucking fighters, man. Okay, you don't have enough dates for that. Okay, this is why you don't have these fighters fighting multiple times a year, because you have to try to accommodate everyone. And then when they had the money, what they do, they overpaid the fighters. Fighters who hadn't proven shit was getting $2, $3, $4 million paydays. And I'm like, they hadn't proven that shit. And when Bob Burnham and them was like, look, y'all monopolizing shit and y'all paying these motherfuckers too much, everybody was mad and was like, oh, Bob Aaron, white jealous, hating ass motherfucking white man, this, that, and the other. That was the tone on this shit. Bob cheap, he don't want to pay. Bob cheap, he don't want to hate. Eddie Hearn, he's a slave owner, he don't want to pay. I got my difference, I got my problems with them guys too. But the facts are the facts. At the end of the day, they had a huge catalog, they had all the money, and all the money ran out. The money ran out. All that money ran the fuck out. They lost everything started coming out. Remember, you had these shows used to be on Spike TV, FX TV, every goddamn thing. All of it ran out because the ratings wasn't like that. And you started overpaying. Okay. Then you had Showtime. Then they started dogging Showtime because all those prime fighters, the Keith Thurmans and all that, they used to fight on that. They made too much money at the time to be fighting on Showtime. So they had Fox. Then the Fox ratings, they started tanking. And now Fox say, well, okay, well, we're going to put y'all on a little hiatus where we ain't going to renew. We're going to see what the fuck you going to do. So they were stuck. So in order to pay for the fighters, they not paying for them. They making us pay for them.
We are.
That's the whole key. Is that they don't have the money to give the Keith Thurman what he just made 2 and 3 times a year, or the or Manny Pacquiao, or Sean Porter, or this, that, and the other. They don't have the money. They got a big catalog of 250 something fighters, and you don't have the dates because dates are taken up by other promotional companies as well, and you got to find venues for these guys. Gary Russell fights once a year. Keith Thurman had 2 fights in 5 years. I mean, even shit, Errol Spence ain't had that many fucking fights in the last 5 years. So you got to think where you gonna get the money. So we're not gonna pay Charles Martin and them that. They ain't making no money. If we can get fucking 50,000 pay-per-views, that'll be great. That's why they think Tank is a star, because 200,000 pay-per-views and Tank getting 1 million, and his opponent's probably getting 150,000. Okay, shit. If you make 200,000 at what, $50,000-$60,000 a piece, I don't know the exact math. That's like what, 12 million or so.
Yeah, that's
exactly. That's a lot of money. So they're like, oh shit. If Tank can give us 12 million or something and the gate, we good with that, because we ain't got to give him nothing but 1. And then, we throw him another, what, 1.5 or 2 on the back end or whatever. We good. He good with 2 million. So that's the problem.
Hey, yo, hold on, y'all. Let me go out to number 1 Soul Brother, and then I'm going to go to Anthony Brown. Hey, yo, number 1 Soul Brother. You live on the chat with the Black Picasso. Holler at me, bro.
Oh, what's up, fellas?
Shit, you there this time? Go ahead, man. Pop the shit.
Yeah, so I just connect the dots, right? And I see that PBC is a bunch of smoke and mirrors. Like, first of all, they fighters not even tested to be even considered superstars. So they put a whole bunch of tomato cans in front of these guys, and they give them quick knockouts or whatever. Like Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was knocking guys out when they put him on, put him on that stage. And then once he really got tested, you saw he was weak to the body. Oh, that's his weak spot. He can't take a body shot. And then he struggled with Danny Garcia. He struggled with Sean Porter. And then when he fought somebody with a good rep like Manny Pacquiao, he got touched. And then he went into obscurity. So basically they know Terence Crawford is better than the whole stable. And he could go over there and beat everybody, but he's not with them. So the thing is to bait him to come over there. So that way when they do lose, they still have the guy with them, and they don't have to send all that money to Bob Arum. Because they know everybody from Deontay Wilder, everybody Tank, it's all smoke and mirrors. They're not tested guys. That's why they don't want to put them up against major competition, because they're going to lose the belts. They're going to lose all that prestige.
Hey, but on your statement, bro, they not willing to put the top guys, but they bought Canelo over there for $40 million, and is alleged that he might fight Charlo and Cinco de Mayo, man. So it's like, what are we saying? They don't like top guys. They want top guys, or do they want top stars? Listen, the guys who gonna sell. I guess
they don't want to. They don't want to, because to make a star like Floyd Mayweather was already a star because he fought Corrales. He fought De La Hoya. Then once he beat De La Hoya, then he was able to cherry pick. See, they don't want to put their guys against a guy that could possibly lose. So they're actually really scared of that. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to build up this facade like, yo, Tank is the guy. He's knocking guys out. But they won't put him against Devin Haney or even Shakur Stevenson. They won't match him up with anybody on his level. They won't do that with Spence. They won't do that. They only did it with Sean Porter because Sean Porter was a throwaway guy.
Well,
once he lost his title,
Sean Porter was also seemed like he was more willing to take the chance out of all of them.
There you go, Bo.
That's what I think what it really was, like that dude to me, even though I can't say Sean Porter was great, but he was more of a throwback fighter. This dude was willing and to fight anybody, to be totally honest with you, win, lose, or draw. He was willing to get in there. If you think about it, he done fought damn near everybody at welterweight. With the, you know what I'm saying? Despite the losses.
He had, but his energy was a little bit different whenever it came to Bud, Bo.
It was.
But you know what's crazy though?
To fight him, basically, to get his biggest payday.
You know what's crazy though? Real quick, is that even going back to Floyd Mayweather, his handlers, his Uncle Roger and everybody, they're very careful about picking his opponents too. It wasn't like Floyd Mayweather ever fought a young black champion in their prime.
I mean, he fought the last guy, not a champion. He fought Chop Corley.
Yeah, that's the last one. I was about to say that. And every black person he fought touched him. Going back to Emmanuel Burton, who bloodied his face. Chop wobbled him in the third and the fourth round. You saw what Shane Mosley did and Zab Judah, and they was already washed up. So they kept him away from black fighters because, not to really make it a race thing, but Europeans and Mexicans have the basic 1-2 style. They not on their toes. They not slick and pumping jabs like, fighting to a rhythm like black fighters do. So
hey, yo, bro,
it's easy to
hold on real
figure
quick.
that.
Hey, yo, hold on. It sounds like you got like some static or something when you're talking, bro.
Oh, really? Damn, my fault. Well, yeah, my fault. Well, fellas, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna just be a listener for now. Okay. I don't know what's going on with my phone anyway.
I appreciate you for tapping in.
But thanks for having me on, though.
No problem, bro. Anytime. Yep. Hey, I'm gonna go out to Anthony Brown, man. You live on the chat with the Black Picasso. Holler at me, bro.
What up, E3?
What's popping, bro? How you feeling?
All right. What up, fellas? What up, bro?
What's going on, bro? What's good with it?
You sound like you in the gym or something.
Oh no, I'm in the back room at work. I had to get away from the scene right quick. So can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Yeah. So everything that y'all was talking about, all of it go right back to the cancer to the cancer that's in this sport. And the cancer that's in this sport is these fanboys. The fanboys of favorite fighters. That's the whole thing that's going on in this sport. You have certain fanboys that won't watch certain fighters because you're not a fan of them. But if you're a fan of the sport of boxing, you should enjoy watching a good fight. And a whole lot of time, what's going on? The fanboys they won't watch Terence Crawford or Crawford fans won't watch Errol Spence. And if you're a fan of the sport of boxing, you should just enjoy watching a good fight. And because of this, the numbers, the ratings of a certain fighter is not up to par. And so the PBC will say, well, we're not gonna pay for this because he don't got certain fans and stuff like this. And the problem the problem goes right back to the fanboys. The fanboys have made it so that we can't watch the fights that we want to watch. And that's my take on it. All of it goes right back to the fanboys.
Hey, yo, man, we got 90 people up in here. I got 79 likes. Get them likes up to 100 likes, man. If you haven't hit the like button already, hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Please, please, please. Go ahead, fellas.
Hey, Anthony, that's all I want to say, man. I mean, I could agree to an extent, like the fanboys are messing it up, but at the end of the day, you can't fool the real fans, right? Because people want to see the real fights. They want to see the fight that's been brewing for years, and if we don't get that fight in time, it's going to end up looking like another Amir Khan and Kell Brook. You want to see these guys fight in a prime, and it seemed like it's coming from one side. One guy pretty much stalling the fight. I don't know if it's him personally or it's promotional management, whatever the case is, but this is the fight that been pretty much the biggest. I mean, we talking about 4 years of waiting for these two to clash, and look what happened in the 4 years. Errol Spence got into the car accident. That was his fault. This dude was drinking and driving. You know what I'm saying? That's not like somebody hit him and whatnot. And he got in the car accident. The dude was being irresponsible. And then on top of that, he comes out and he's still drinking. I don't know if he's driving, but he's still, you know what I'm saying, not living a boxing life. And then instead of trying to make it a fight with Terence Crawford, he's trying to make a fight with everybody else. And that's what pissing everybody off because we want to see the biggest fights out there.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And my thing is all the evidence is out there of who's holding up the fight. But people are such a fanboy of the PBC or Earl Spence or their favorite fighter that they will hold a blind eye or raise a deaf ear, unto what is going on. It's all the evidence is out there of what Spence had said. He told Crawford, okay, go get a belt. He went and get a belt from Jeff Horn. And then after that, it was something else, and it was something else. And so these fanboys will say, okay, well, why didn't he become mandatory? Why would you become a mandatory? The man don't tell you to go get a belt. After a while, the man gonna tell, hey, Crawford, hop on one leg and bark like a dog. And I really do not see this fight happening, man. I don't think that the PBC will allow Errol Spence to lose to Terence Crawford. If he do lose to Terence Crawford, I believe the PBC they taking the rest of the money that they got, they're in a lab somewhere trying to create a fighter to beat Terence Crawford.
Man, honestly, man, I just think it's gonna take another party to get the fight cracking. You know what I mean? It's gonna have to take another party, especially just how they let Sean Porter cross the street or whoever Bud Handlers is. If they could come up with an X amount of money, that's the only way I can see it happening. Al and them not coming out of pocket for it. For one, is because they know it's gonna be a bad investment. Because for why? Because Crawford's not signed with them. And if I'm Crawford, I'm not signing with them niggas, man. You ain't about to hold me on no alleged $1,000, $2,000 day that you paying me. I'm not fucking with that. I wouldn't sign that shit.
I'm not feeling that either, bro.
I'm not signing
look
that
what y'all
shit.
just did with Canelo. Canelo came over there, got a big bag and shit, walked away.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You ain't about to muscle me into some shit that I ain't trying to do, bro.
You know what I mean? Fuck no. Nigga, you ain't about to pay me like that. No, then you gonna give me what I want up front. And for them not to even acknowledge him, it's a slap in the face, man. So I would just say, if I'm Crawford, I'd just be like, look, man, I know I want to be undisputed. The politics been kicking my ass this long. Man, fuck that shit, man. Like I say, I'm going to Scotland. I'm gonna get this
Go
bag.
do your own thing. Fight
Exactly.
Josh Taylor. Fight all these other
Taylor.
motherfuckers. Like, do whatever you want. I would just say fuck Errol Spence. That's just me.
I think Bob Arum gonna give him what he wants. Bob Arum, we didn't see it with the Sean Porter fight. He didn't have to get that nigga. He didn't have to put $10 million down for that fight because he said he didn't have it. We knew he had it. This whole time we knew. He got the money to make the Spence fight. They just don't want to do business. So fuck that, man. Go get that money from Josh Taylor. Go holler at De La Hoya. Go get that money, and then come on back and end it with Jerron Ennis, man, and call it a day, man. Because I would hate to see my nigga get too old to where he can't do what he do, man. Like, you know what I mean? 34, you know, in a sport is, you know, 34 ain't old, but in the sport years it is. And it's like, man, come on, man. Let's just ride this shit out because they playing games. And if it ain't Crawford who beats Spence, somebody's gonna beat him.
Hey, they better be careful of Ugas. Hey, Ugas a fight that people I feel these people looking over Ugas, man. But Ugas, he's a good fighter. I'm not saying that he's gonna win, but if Errol Spence's eye is not like it should be, this could be a fight that can end his career, man. So that's why the real boxing fans, we want to see this fight happen now. You know, because we might not never get a chance to see it. You know, Ugas he's not no tune-up.
Yeah, I mean, this shit runs the risk of a Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua situation.
Right.
You can go from being the biggest fight in the sport to shit. We ain't gonna never get the shit because these niggas lost or the ego. They couldn't put their egos to the side. But shout out to my big bro Mosquito Spray. You live on the chat with the Black Picasso. Holla at me, bro.
Hey, what's up, everybody? E3, how y'all doing this evening?
Hey, what up, man?
Hanging in there. Go ahead, man.
Chilling on it, man. I'm kind of late to the party, man. So I'm already sure we talking about Errol Spence again. The duck tactics. Okay. Yeah, just another
that duck up there.
Yeah, man, just more goalpost moving. That's all it is now. You know, they trying to set the stage. Oh, we don't want to disrespect them with the prize and all that kind of stuff. But yet and still, you can call for 50 million for Canelo and Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
It just more goalpost moving. That's all it is, man. They don't want to fight. They don't want to fight because you know Wilder already got destroyed, and you know they unsure about the Charlo and Castano outcome. When, you know, and they rematch and if Spence lose, they pretty much done. You know what I'm saying? So. It is more goalpost moving. They don't do everything they can not to fight Crawford. They want to age him out or just not have to fight him at all. I guess they don't care how I look at this point because they definitely doing it. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it really is. It's just shameful to the sport, man. I mean, they depriving the fans and themselves with their careers and their legacies and the ability. If they really in it for the money, they depriving themselves to make money because what if he do lose? You know, he taking out because it's not a guarantee. Just aside from the Ugas fight. What if old boy standing on this don't, what if he want to exercise his mandatory in the next fight? Then what? We get held up again. Put the fighter down to who the fuck is standing on this? You know what I'm saying? Come on now. It's just crazy, man. It's getting crazy about a minute, man. It just every day is something. You motherfuckers throwing shit out there every day. And like shit, he put mayonnaise on the hamburger. He can't fight. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. We only use mustard at the PBC. You know, just crazy.
Yeah, man, I couldn't believe I heard the shit that he said. I'm like, nigga, what? Like, y'all ain't got the money. Like, come on, bro. Like, why do y'all keep talking about the money whenever it comes to? But I just don't. I mean, I get it, but it's just like this shit is so obvious. But the fans still ride with the shit. They like they can't see the duck and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's just absurd at this point. It's borderline laughable, man. But it's sad at the same time, and it's frustrating too, because it's the biggest fight to be made in boxing right now.
It's a blackout in the sport, bro.
Exactly. And it's like they don't care, man. They don't even care, I guess.
That's why we need to boycott that shit. Don't nobody buy nothing from PBC. Boycott that shit.
Right.
Yeah, this
Hey
shit's
man,
crazy, man.
let me go out to J Mac 504. You live on the chat with the Black Picasso. Holler at me, man.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, what up, J Mac? Go ahead, bro.
Hey, nah, man. I heard some valid points, but I think people still kind of missing it. And maybe y'all not missing it because like it ain't no place to blame but one network, and it is PBC. PBC are making us pay for pay-per-view because they saying the fighters not really making the money they should be making. So they making us pay for them because they still want to overpay the fighters. So that's why we've been paying for these last few pay-per-views. And it's Keith Thurman, this Errol Spence and Ugas. I don't think that's pay-per-view fights. I think that's fights that should be put on TV, both of them. But the money they want to get paid, they want to make sure we put it on pay-per-view so we can pay for it because they can't afford to pay for it. And I don't. It's not about really not affording. I heard somebody bring up the Canelo thing. See, they're going to pay for a Canelo fight because they know Canelo accumulates money. These guys over here, they talking all this. I'm my own promoter.
Yeah, I
They
said that.
stars, but they're not accumulating the money that they really need. So the best thing to say, well, hey, if you want this money, we just go put it on pay-per-view, and whatever you make, we pay you a little low ass guarantee, throw you some money on the back end, and then that's how you settle it. But the people have to pay for those fights. They're not willing to put the money behind their fighters or get the money behind their fighters if they have it because they don't feel like their fighters are really accumulating. But they still out here putting these propaganda for us, these numbers, these cash cows, saying these dudes are starting, they really not. I don't, and so to me, when you look at their guarantees and what they're getting and stuff, that don't say star quality. I don't think the guarantees move up. I think Wilder is the only guy who guaranteed moved up to show he was making more money. He was actually selling the numbers that they said he was. Errol Spence numbers haven't reflect that. Uh, for as so PBC to me is the issue. If they cannot make the fight, they need to get the fuck out the way. A lot of people kept saying Bob this, Bob that. Yeah, Bob said some shit ass shit. Yeah, Bob did some dirt ass shit. But I think Bob could have made the fight happen. I don't think Bob was never the problem. I think Bob, they used that as a scapegoat and they seen they had some idiotic fans that ran with that narrative and really to like build that turmoil in there and it became a cop out. But I bet you Top Rank don't have no problem. If they have trying to pay Bud 10 million for Josh Taylor, I don't think they got no problem paying him 10 for Errol Spence if more or so. But we've been back and forth with YouTube. Somebody brought up these idiotic fans, just all this arguing going back and forth over like shit we don't have no control. We're not no managers. We're not in them board meetings. We need to be pushing the fighters to make fights, not making excuses for why nobody don't have to fight nobody. Who has he fought? He got a belt, but he ain't fight. Like all that is bullshit, man. Dudes just need to fucking fight each other, and it's just that simple. If your favorite fighter not getting in the ring and trying to make fights happen, he need to be called out. But he got fans that cater to that shit because they just start watching boxing. They like YouTube fans. A lot of these niggas get on this platform and start running their mouths and they just say stuff. And y'all got like cult followers out here that just follow the shit and they'll run off the cliff with it, no matter how much it don't make no sense. PBC is the problem that's holding this fight. They want the fight, but they want to pay them that low penny shit that they've been paying them other guys because them guys ain't really stars. Bud, you can argue Bud been making low numbers and what have you on pay-per-view. I'm not going to argue against that. But you do need a name, a worthy name to make a real pay-per-view. He haven't been in there with a worthy name. I never thought Sean Porter was a pay-per-view fight. A lot of people did. I didn't think so. I thought it should have been on TV. But he put it on there and it was on the app and all that bullshit and the rest is history. But we all knew Spence and Bud was always a pay-per-view fight. And if you remember, Bob always pushed for that fight because that's the only fight he was interested in. There was a reason why. He wanted that fight because he know that fight accumulates the money that they're trying to set out to make for a pay-per-view.
Exactly. Yeah, I've been saying that shit for months, bro. I've never once blamed Bob Arum for that fight not happening. I've always blamed Errol Spence in the PBC. That's a fact.
And not to mention,
Yeah, hear me?
Bob.
We hear you, B-Mac.
Okay, I'm sorry, man. I'm back, man. I had to go check on moms, man.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, Bo. What you was about to say, Bo?
Yeah, not to mention Bob already came out so many times and said he had talked to Al Heyman trying to make the fight with Errol Spence, and he said Al Heyman agreed that they can make the fight, but it was Errol Spence.
He said Errol didn't want the fight. Yeah, that's a fact. Hey, yo, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. I'm at 91 likes. Get the likes up to 100, man. Hit that like button. Go ahead, y'all.
Hey, J Matt, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Hey, man, why you coming with the intro, man?
Oh shit, I don't know who this is. Like I can't bring my intro everywhere.
Yeah. Nah. I be hearing you going at it with Ness and whatnot, man.
Okay. Man, but man, bro, let me tell y'all something, bro. I don't care, man. Errol is gonna fuck Errol Spence up. Errol is too basic for Bud, and they know this. Floyd said it years ago. If y'all go back and y'all been watching it and following, Floyd said Errol wasn't ready for him back then. Al Heyman, his fight promoters, Derrick James asked, all the motherfuckers know what's gonna happen. They got levels in there, and dudes will make all this excuse. Bud go fuck Errol up when they fight, and I think they know that, and I think that's why Errol pulling these old sucker ass games with him. It's just clear as day, man. Errol, old sparring partner Adrian Taylor, he out here saying Errol scared of Bud, and I don't know if y'all remember who that is. That's light heavyweight he used to spar with all the time. So like. It's so many things out here, and they playing these games, all this shit, man. The sport is getting fucking retarded to me. It don't make no sense. I'm not about to keep following sport where motherfuckers go make excuses for the best not fighting the best. In basketball and football, we get a tournament, we get playoffs, and no matter how it cuts or dry, whether you all get or not, the best end up playing the best, and they compete for a championship. Boxing is different, but boxing can still have the same similarities. But we got too many bullshit ass fans making excuse for fighters. The bullshit Canelo doing is fucking ridiculous, man. This shit is sad and it's pathetic. But we got niggas out here paying. See, that's the sad, even more sad part. PBC will pay the money for Canelo to do that bullshit. They sit up there and say they ain't got the money to pay Bud, but they paid Caleb Plant $10 million. Caleb Plant ain't never been on fucking pay-per-view. He ain't
I don't get that. I don't get that.
He did anything. So what they always, and if you go back, Smith said it, what they was planning was with Bud from the beginning. They have no plans on adding Terence Crawford a part of their plans. He said that shit years ago in the interview, and the stuff he been saying still falls same out that same is under the same tune, and it ain't changing. So all this PBC black shit, pro black fighters, man, fuck all that. They fucking up the sport. They been fucking up
the sport, cuz they just a cancer, man. That nigga Al Heyman a cancer, bro. He's a fucking music promoter. This nigga don't know nothing about boxing.
But that's where you got the YouTube channels come in, and you got Floyd come in, and that's what it is. Because all the PBC ain't nothing but 95% Floyd followers. And that's who they follow, because that's what Floyd was fucking with. He was fucking with Al Heyman and PBC. So his fans fuck with him, and they fuck with them, and then the YouTube channels come in, and he's still sitting over here fighting. They just go ahead and I don't know, either keep his pockets alive or keep PBC alive, or part of both, because he invested in the PBC. But I don't understand how many people could sit back and sit over here and follow a dude that you never even seen, heard, talk, or whatever before, only because he black. He's like, okay, Al Heyman black, so we're gonna rock with him. You know what I'm saying? He a black dude giving black people money, just like it. But I'm like, look, the last black motherfucking promoter that did that shit, that was Don King. He robbed the shit out of everybody. So why are we sitting over here trying to, act like, okay, because Al Heyman's black, that we should rock with the black shit because he's a black man and he got black fighters? And I'm like, y'all don't know that motherfucker, man. You don't have there's no Al Heyman interviews you can pull up. There's only about 3 fucking pictures you can pull up of Al Heyman, period. You don't even see that motherfucker. He's a
I don't give a fuck what race, color, gender.
Exactly.
None of that shit matters. As long as I'm getting the fights I want to see, I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Let me tell you how idiotic that is.
Fellas, shit, I'd rather take Don King over Al Heyman ass.
Because Don
as a boxing fan, yes.
He made fights.
He made fights.
Hey, look,
he robbed the fighters, though. But he made fights.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how idiotic that is. Like just the running with the black man. First of all them dudes are businessmen. They make business sense, and money makes business sense. They
Right.
all do in house. They all try to make the big fights, and they
Yeah.
all do it. So we're not gonna sit up here and act like Al Heyman is God and he's somebody different. Like somebody was saying, man, why y'all well, like they say we make excuses for Bob. I don't make no fucking excuse for Bob. I just think all the motherfuckers are crooks. They all lie. They all do their business the way they think business makes sense to make money. And Al Heyman is guilty of the same thing they say that Bob was doing with the in-housing and what have you. And they only want to come out of his pocket when it makes sense. And they really saving Errol and keeping Errol ass on that shelf. I know when Errol step in that ring, Bug will fuck him up. It ain't gonna go 10
Yeah,
rounds.
yeah.
Bug will knock that dude
Hell
out.
no, it's not.
He's
It's
too
not going
fucking
no
Hey,
10
basic
you
for
rounds.
know what
That
they gonna
fight ain't
say?
never gonna happen.
Hey,
He
you know what
going to
they
Yeah,
sleep
gonna
I
say?
don't
experts just
have
like you
long
have,
either.
Mac. He going to sleep experts.
Yo, you
Bud
know
gonna
what they
beat the
gonna
shit out
say
that
too?
nigga.
It never happened.
Before Errol Spence got in that car accident, Terence Crawford already told him. He said, "When I beat him, they gonna say he too weak and everything." And,
Yep.
and ever since Errol Spence got in that car accident, that's the excuse they gonna use.
And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, and like this, I think they knew after the Sean Porter fight that we ain't fucking with this guy.
Exactly.
They knew that shit.
Exactly.
I ain't never seen a nigga get twirled so much, nigga. I thought I was at a motherfucking ballet concert.
Hey,
Trying
look.
to tell you,
Hey,
man.
I stay in DeSoto, right? So I had my people over. And I was laughing when the fight was going on. They kept getting mad saying what I'm laughing at. I said, man, I thought this nigga was better than this. I thought he could dictate range. I thought he can control Sean Porter with boxing, a counter punch
Yeah.
or
So
step back,
You
uppercut
talking
him.
about Spence,
Like,
J Mac?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Go ahead. My
So
bad.
look,
Go ahead.
I'm just watching the fight because I thought Spence was way better than what he was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like, damn, dude, he ain't even dictating range. He letting Sean Porter get
okay.
up in him.
Hey,
Damn,
and
he ain't
No,
stay back.
wait a minute, J Mac. But they say he chose to fight that way. That's what they say.
Shoot, he
See,
had
Oh
to
yeah,
fight
that's
that
that
yeah,
way.
coach
yeah.
shit.
They
He
got excuse
chose
for
to fight
Hey,
that
everything.
way.
and
no,
That's
no,
what
no,
they
no,
Hey,
no.
say.
shit.
That's
hey,
that coach
fellas.
shit, bro. Listen, let me tell you something. Spence got in there and did what he could do because
Yeah.
when you're a top level fighter and you fight like that, you always thinking at the highest level. I don't give a shit who you are. Spence didn't
Facts.
want to fight that way. Spence was not able to keep that slow ass jab because he don't have the
Mm-hmm.
footwork or the foot speed to dictate range. He don't counter at a high level. He don't move his head. So
Yep.
he had to go for broke and just fight. So I was sitting up here laughing at him the whole time. They were getting mad, saying he ain't doing nothing. I'm just saying, man, this dude ain't as good as I thought he was.
Thought he was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He
Hey,
basic.
J Mac,
Yeah.
Everybody said he
and
was gonna stop Porter. That's
Yo,
what
he
everybody was
almost ate
saying.
Yeah.
his. Yo, Spence almost ate his words that night because if it wasn't for that knockdown, I think Spence would have lost that fight personally.
it
Yes.
definitely, yeah, it
Yeah.
either would have been. They probably would have drawn it so they could do a part two. And the
Yeah.
thing I watched
Yeah.
for in the Crawford fight is, I was telling my homegirl this. I was like, I'm looking at this nigga Crawford feet, and I'm just looking at Porter. Every time Porter pivot, Crawford did the same thing. To the fact where Porter tried to jump in and he ran into the ropes. And I said at that point, I said, yeah, man, he can't fuck with that nigga, bro. He gonna turn Errol Spence just like
Yep.
Porter did him, man. If niggas just gotta understand and look at it. They talk about Bud Wild and this, that, and the third. Man, I ain't never seen this guy amped up. He wasn't that amped up for the Victor Poster fight, and he had a better performance in the Poster fight than he did in the Sean Porter fight. What y'all think he gonna do to Errol Spence, man?
Man, hey man, you made a
Yeah.
good point, bro. Because I
Come
said that a
on,
long time ago. I was
like
like, shit, fucking Sean Porter could never get Terence Crawford on the ropes. He could never pin him on the ropes. He just kept turning him every time.
Bruh,
could
Bud
he
ain't
do?
losing. Bud ain't losing to a nigga who half in and half out. This nigga want to be a rap star. This nigga want to be out with the dudes. He be drinking. Bud is he's dedicated. He's a full time athlete and he's loyal to the sport. And
Yes,
and
sir.
you can fact check this. Bud ain't
Yeah,
losing to a nigga that's halfway in and halfway out. One minute
nah.
he a fucking
No,
rapper.
no.
One minute he a NASCAR driver. Like he just do so many. Like Bud ain't losing to
He
that
a
nigga, man.
dancer. He a dancer too. He a
Bud
dancer.
is gonna lose to nigga. Let me tell you what Bud ain't lose to nobody at 147. I'm sorry, even Boots Ennis, Boots is still too green. And he fights basically off of rhythm and athleticism. Boots ain't really timing shit. That shit is natural to him because he's in there out dogging dudes. When they get in there and Bud have to slow Boots down, that's when we'll find out what Boots is and ready for or not. But I don't think
Hey,
it's gonna happen.
And see, that's why he need to fight a Virgil Ortiz or a Conor Ben or Red DeFlair Cobbs or Rashid Ellis. Fight them young guys, man, so we can see what you tested with. Because soon as he lose to Crawford, it's gonna be, like you say, too green. He was inexperienced, but people keep calling for this fight, man. That he's not. I don't think he's ready yet.
That fight had never happened, man.
They got an excuse for everything. You already know it's the Spence fans. They moving the goalposts. They said fight Kell Brook. He got to fight Kell Brook first. He knocked out Kell Brook. All of a sudden, Kell Brook was washed. Oh, now you need to go fight Sean Porter. He knocked out Sean Porter. Oh, Sean Porter was halfway into retirement. That's the only reason why he won. So now they just trying to throw what's the name on him and whatnot. And like you said, he's too green.
Yeah, he is, man. He need to fight. They need to push that Virgil Ortiz in boots. Come on, man, because that's how it was back in the day. Top prospects for top prospects. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. It's just bullshit, dog. It really is.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
we hear you, B-Man.
Yo, okay. I hit off. Nah, but what I was saying that you missed a couple of guys because before that it was fight Jeff Horn. Okay, you got to beat Jeff Horn and get a belt first, and then after you beat Jeff Horn, then they said, well, at least fight Amir Khan. You know, at least beat Amir Khan to show what you got. Then when he beat him, then it was started being beat at Kell Brook, and then the rest of them. Then it beat Sean Porter. Now it's beat Boots, and it's like, come on, man. All the bullshit got to stop, and the problem is they don't never gonna say nothing about that bullshit, man. People got to start waking the fuck up. Real talk. Stop listening to these bogus ass channels and think for yourself as a damn man or a female or a young lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you a man, can't you see the shit in front of your face? You can't be that much of a fucking fan to not see what's going on. To be like, come on, man. You don't want your man to fight this dude? Like, are the fans just as scared as the damn fighter and the promoter? That shit don't make no sense. Like, you cannot sit back and just say, fight this nigga Errol. Nobody want to see this Ugas fight. And look, and for y'all information, this is a cakewalk. Y'all think Ugas is this, that, and the other, but he's not. This shit is tailor-made for Errol Spence. He's a flat-footed fighter that's just going to move, and he got a counter-punch. Errol Spence going to hit his ass with a jab, and as long as his fucking eyes are all right, he going to beat the shit out of Ugas.
Yeah, I agree.
You're not lying.
As long as his eyes all right.
Right, as long as his eyes straight, he gonna beat the shit out of Ugas.
Ugas not offensive enough for Errol. Like, you're right.
Exactly, he's slow as shit.
He gonna wait on Errol to attack. I think Errol, even though he got slow feet, I think he moved decently to where he could pump that jab and keep Ugas second. Now, if Ugas was more offensively, to where, like, instead of waiting on a counter punch and he actually got busy a little more, then I say, well, damn, he got a better chance. I think
so basically, y'all telling me this shit gonna play out like Spence versus Danny Garcia, basically.
Hell yeah.
Nah.
That's what I'm calling. Nah, fuck all that. He gonna beat the shit out of Ugas.
I disagree, man. I think Spence
he gonna beat the shit out of Ugas.
Fight closer than it would be.
It is.
Yeah, Spence lack of dedication to the sport.
I think Ugas is going to give him a better fight than Garcia did. Because one thing about your Dennis Ugas, he does punch between punches. Like somebody going, like when Sean Porter was trying to get in there with him, he was catching Sean Porter between punches. And the dude does pivot, you know what I'm saying? He pivot around, and he got a great jab too. You know what I'm saying?
That's a little dude.
Because Ugas look like he fights like in a square stance, but he has a great jab, and he does pivot, and he got quick hands too. To be honest with you,
true.
He's slow as shit.
He doesn't have.
I didn't know he's not slow. He's not slow. He just can't catch up with you.
He ain't got that slow fast. Spence ain't got the fast hands. His hands ain't fast either.
That sounds slow to me.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the black, like
put it like this: his reflex is slow.
The black,
like Spence too, like you said, Spence is too basic, right? What he does, he try to push you into the ropes and then try to beat on you or whatever the case is. Like if you keep Errol Spence in the center of the ring, And as long as you're not Danny Garcia just standing there, just letting him, hit you or whatnot, you have a better chance of getting him because that's what Sean Porter was doing.
Exactly.
Man,
No, like
look,
the black
y'all think that's gonna play out like that? I'm sorry, man. Y'all sadly mistaken. Now, y'all looked at an old ass Manny Pacquiao, right? And he beat Manny Pacquiao, right? Right?
True.
Yeah.
A little short arm Manny Pacquiao, right? Did y'all see Uga's face get touched up the way it was? That nigga was swole like shit.
Well,
Y'all wait till motherfucking look. I don't like the shit, right? But I'm telling y'all, he gonna tag the fuck out of motherfucking Ugas all night long with that jab, and he ain't gonna be able to catch up with that shit.
Hold
He's
on.
flat-footed, in no foot. This shit gonna be a smoke out, and I'm trying to tell you. You
That's
heard it
not
from me.
true. That's not true
Hey,
because
hey,
that's
All
not
right.
true.
If I'm wrong, I say, look, man, y'all was right and I was wrong, and
Look,
you know what I'm
it's
saying.
not gonna be
Yeah,
like
nah.
Danny. It's not gonna be like Danny because Ugas is a better counter puncher than Danny ever could be. Danny throws one shot and try to counter punch you. Somebody brought up a good point. Yes, he is flat footed, but he does punch in between punches. Errol is kind of methodical. If Ugas is sharp that night, I would say his power gotta be respectable. He ain't got the most knockout power because he ain't knocking out shit, but he can be
Hell
very
nah.
effective and make Errol and time Errol and keep Errol off balance. If he has
And
success like that, it's gonna probably be we gonna be screaming robbery, or it's gonna be a real close fight. He's definitely talented
He's
enough
not
to
that
make it a good
active,
fight.
y'all. He gonna get a couple of those roundhouse rights in. That's true. He gonna get a couple of them. It's not like ain't nobody gonna touch him, but he's not active enough. He waits too much. He wants to counter punch, and Earl's gonna keep shooting the jab, and he's gonna come over with the left, and he's gonna be
but
tagging the shit out of fucking Ugas and swelling his
hey,
ass up.
AB,
Just like, did you see how that motherfucker Amon Ramos and rocked his ass and Figueroa like? Really,
yeah,
motherfucking Figueroa was fat and shit with flabby ass welterweight at that time. Act like he didn't even want to punch. I'm telling you, if I'm wrong, I'll admit. But as far as I'm concerned, he gonna beat the shit out of Ugas. This is
But
an easy
the thing
fight for
is,
him.
though, he does counter off somebody else's jab. Like when
Yep.
somebody jab with Ugas does counter off the jab. So I do give Ugas that. And like I said, he does pivot. He's not a stationary target.
nah. And the thing, he's a southpaw too. Spence ain't for the southpaw. And how long?
I think Spence is a southpaw, right?
No,
Yeah.
he's talking about Ugas.
too.
Yeah. No, Ugas right hand.
Ugas are orthodox.
Yeah, he right hand.
No,
No,
let me
southpaw.
see.
Nah, Ugas. I think Ugas is a southpaw. I think
No,
No,
he's
he's
not. I know for a fact. You know,
his favorite punch is that overhand right.
He's an orthodox.
Ugas,
Oh, is
yeah,
it?
Ugas
Okay.
conventional.
It's straight right hand.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but
I
Spence ain't. I don't think Spence would walk through Ugas, man. Spence got slow hands. Spence is an alcoholic. Spence ain't dedicated to the sport, and Spence bullshitting. And Ugas is surging at the right time. He had 4 losses early in his career, but he's reinvented himself, man. And he's grown into the weight class. But don't forget, he was at 140. He's full fledged 147 now, and he's a big welterweight just like Spence is. You know
And
what I'm
some
saying?
some of the losses Ugas got, I ain't gonna lie, some of the losses he got, he was kind of robbed on some of them joints too.
Yeah,
except for these mom fights. Except for these mom fights. His mom
And
whooped
if
his
Spence can't
ass.
out-muscle him and push him to the ropes, he's gonna have problems with you guys because he can't outbox him. I'm telling you that now.
Nah,
He can't
I don't
outbox
think
no Cuban. He can't outbox no
yeah.
Cuban. Spence can't.
And I know that ain't no such thing as a triangle theory, but Ugas, even though he lost to Sean Porter, he handled Sean Porter better than Spence did.
Yeah, I thought he won that fight. And that knockdown should have been counted in the last round. That's definitely
I thought he won the
fight.
fight too.
I think the only thing that really confused Ugas is I think Ugas thought Porter was gonna come out in that bull formation, and they changed the game plan dead ass when he walked to the ring to box him.
Yeah.
Well,
But even during the
start it
fight,
off. He did start it off with that bull formation. It just wasn't working. So Sean
yeah.
Porter had to make that adjustment, and when he made that adjustment, that's basically what kind of confused Ugas.
Yeah, yeah. But
But if you go back and watch it, man, he was actually backing Porter up, man. Especially round 5. Porter tried to mix it up with him. Ugas was getting the better of the exchanges, man, by far. You know what I'm saying? I went back and watched it about a week or two ago, man. And Ugas did a lot better than I thought he did initially, man. Spence gonna have some problems with him. He gonna have some problems. If he can't out muscle him and just push him to the ropes and beat his body all night, he gonna have some problems with Ugas.
I just don't see what y'all see so much in Ugas. Like he's such, this good fighter to that level where I just don't. He has improved shit to me to make me think that he's gonna do anything of that nature. I'm sorry. The overhand looping right. That's his punch. I know he got a decent jab, but that's his best punch. And he don't have no power. He don't have no power. Yeah, he touched the body too. That's true. But if you're gonna exchange with Earl, you think he's gonna get the better of that?
I think that's going to be the key to the fight, though. I think the body work is going to be.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not a Earl, but you know how I feel about that shit. But the man don't have no power.
Yeah, but the perception is Spence do, but Spence ain't stopping nobody either, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're right.
We going on what Derek James say. Oh, he's sparring heavyweights and shit. He's probably sparring heavyweight amateurs. That can be anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, this is my question, B Mac. So my thing is this though: has Spence really overwhelmed you at 47? Because if you really think about it, he beat Kell Brook. Kell Brook was coming, down 2 weight classes and basically off for surgery and everything else, right? And he was tagging Spence up before his eye gave away. And then, when Errol Spence fought, Sean Porter, he ain't look too good. You know what I'm saying? So do you think Errol Spence is really that guy?
Come on, I don't, Bo. I think Bud is that guy. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Bo. I mean, we're not even saying that. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that you putting Ugas in those peoples as Kell Brook and Sean Porter. I mean, that's the thing is that it's not so much as Earl is that guy. I just don't think Ugas is that guy. That's the thing. That's the difference. I think everybody's putting Ugas is that guy, and I'm like, man, he not that guy. I don't see that. I don't see him being that guy. I don't see him being that guy like that.
I tell you what, B-Mac, I hope you're wrong, bro. I hope you're wrong. For the sake of boxing, I hope you're wrong.
Man, look, I know when I see setup.
I'm sick of this shit.
Hey, look at it.
Shit. I'm sick of the perk splits. I'm sick of all this bullshit. I'm just tired of it, bro. I'm tired of making these ducking videos. I'm sick of it.
No question.
Get knocked out, bro. You need to lose.
They always make a move, man. You got to think back to the whole thing when Sean Porter and Terence Crawford was about to fight. Earl said he coming to the fight, made all this news, this, that, and the other. He came to the fight, and then as soon as Sean Porter lost, okay, they started negotiating with the WBA, trying to get Ugas out the fight because they would have fought Spence versus Porter again, but since Bud won, they said fuck that, let's negotiate. They tried to petition the WBA, they lost, so they said, well, fuck it, now we just gonna have to pay them off. So they paid the motherfuckers off so they could get the goddamn fight. Man, that bullshit ain't happening.
It backfired on them. It backfired.
It ain't happening.
To a fucking prospect, but y'all ain't got no money to make the Bud versus Spence fight.
I think with the situation with Canelo, I guess they in their minds it was like that's a big return on an investment based on pay-per-views, but that didn't even crack $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder what they were thinking, how many pay-per-view buys they was going to get compared to what they got.
No, they know that what they did was go ahead and blow their money. They some simps. They blow their money on a hot dollar hoe, and she left them. She took the money and left because they were thinking she was going to stay over there and continue accumulating money. But that's what they tried to do. That's what they did with Canelo. Canelo burnt their ass and left, got the money.
I would too. Shit, fuck them hoes.
Yeah, because Canelo said, my name ain't Manny Pacquiao. You're not going to do me like you did Manny Pacquiao. Fuck that.
Yeah,
for real.
Because Pacquiao thought he was going to get that Floyd fight.
Yep.
That's why he went over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why he went over there.
And I knew they was going to feed his ass to them young lions. I knew it. I knew that shit. I knew that I knew he wasn't going to never get the Floyd fight again. Man, Floyd didn't want that shit. It was hard. It was, you know what I mean? Granted, he tore him up, but I just knew that Floyd wasn't gonna rematch him. Fuck it, he beat him fair and square. It is what it is.
Nah, they wasn't doing that shit. They ain't
And
doing
back,
that shit.
and back to the pay-per-view. They got Keith Thurman finding burials on pay-per-view. I guess they can afford for that to go on pay-per-view. Like, that makes no sense what they're coming out and saying, but they out there, they always been making no sense when it came down to fight Terence Crawford.
Exactly.
And that's why Ugas needs to win, because I believe Ugas will strive for greatness and try to fight Crawford. I don't think Errol has no plan on doing it. Errol he's confused at what he want to be in life and all that stuff. And I'm tired of really insulting him. And I really want Bud to move on and get bigger fights. That's why I say Bud ain't gonna lose no fight till he move up, maybe at 154. And
Hey,
challenge
my only thing
Hey,
with
y'all,
that,
let me
J-Mac,
ask y'all this. Hold on real quick, y'all. Let me ask y'all this. Have y'all heard anything about the numbers in regards to the Ortiz and Charles Martin fight that happened last week?
Man,
Anybody heard
Them
about them
motherfucker probably
numbers yet?
sold 500 pay-per-views or something.
like a motherfucker.
I'm just asking. Just out of curiosity.
Mosquito spray, that's you, bro.
That shit was on paper.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bo.
yeah. My only thing, J-Mac, with that is after that Errol Spencer Ugas fight, they got that mandatory. So that fight, I don't even think that fight going. Well, if Ugas win, that fight ain't gonna happen till next year. If Errol win, that fight ain't gonna never happen.
Yeah.
Y'all think Ugas gonna fight Crawford, man?
I don't think Ugas or Earl
He
is
will.
going to fight Bud.
He will not fight Crawford, man. There
I
ain't
know.
no. Hey, look, Ugas not gonna fight Crawford if he win. Earl not gonna fight. The only way that any of those fights is gonna happen unless Bud sign with PBC. If he don't sign with them, there's no shot.
Shit, that shit ain't
None of them
guaranteed
fights
either.
happening.
That ain't a guarantee.
You're right. You're right. But I'm saying there's no shot if he don't sign. If he don't sign, there's no shot.
If he don't sign with PBC, how would y'all feel about that?
I don't think you need to sign with PBC.
Shit,
I
I'm with it,
wouldn't.
bro.
I wouldn't sign.
I'm with him. I wouldn't sign with that motherfucker.
Why would he? I mean,
Hell no.
I'm with it. Like fuck the PBC. I wouldn't sign
And
with
be
him.
and be at their mercy even more so than he is now. You know, fuck
Yeah, he
that
still
shit.
won't get the fucking fights. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Just for the way they treat, just for the way how they
They ain't
treated
got
him.
enough money anyway to sign him. Shit.
Yeah, I just look at somebody like Gary Russell, man. Gary Russell been on the shelf.
Right.
Shit, not just him. I mean, you right though, but shit, Keith Thurman. I mean, Adrian Broner. I mean, all them dudes is be on the shelf. That none of the motherfuckers be fighting. They got too many people over that motherfucker, Bo. 200 and some motherfucking 200 and some boxes, man. Come on, man. How you gonna accommodate all the motherfuckers, man?
Hey, well, yeah, B-Mac, back to the Ugas versus Spence, though, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's like my mama say, timing is everything. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. Timing is just looking like he might beat this nigga, bro. I know you saying that Spence might hit his ass with the jab and this, that. But I just think timing, bro. And it's like I said earlier, man, God don't like ugly, bro. I'm not wishing and praying, but bro, it's time to knock this nigga off the pedestal, bro. It's time.
Hey, man, you know what? Hey, you know what? It can happen, bro. I mean, you know, it's not like that. You know, he's a bum. I won't call boxers just bums. You know what I'm saying? It could happen. Like I said, I don't know if Errol eye good. If his eye, my premise is that if his eye's good, I feel like it's gonna be a wash. But I don't know what the fuck it's gonna be. He could be hit that nigga with a jab to his eye, and his shit might be blurry for the rest of the fucking fight. We never know. Who knows? You know, I mean, you know, like EB saying, the boxing guys, you know, don't like ugly, and it's been some ugly shit going on. So I won't cry no river. I'll be like, you know what, man, I'm happy to say I was wrong, man. You know what I mean? If it happened, I'll be happy to say I'm wrong, man. Me just looking at it right now, that's just the way I feel. If I'm wrong, hey, it is what it is. I ain't mad at being wrong. Shit, I've been wrong before.
Yeah, you know, it's like I say, man, we all take accountable for that, man. It's just, I ain't gonna lie, man. This dude ain't been in the ring in a while. And like I said, that Danny Garcia fight, man, I had a feeling that shit was gonna happen the way it happened. And he still didn't look good in that fight. Even though he was coming off that accident, he still didn't look good.
Yeah, but that's how bad Danny Garcia is. That's you know
Yeah,
see
yeah,
that's what
that
I'm
speaks
saying.
volumes.
To me it's the same shit because they pump Danny Garcia up like he got a name and he's this and he's that, and I'm like Danny Garcia don't beat nobody. And to me, Ugas is like that, and I'm just like y'all, you know, people fall for the hype all the time. Like nigga, the hype man, he's gonna go in and he's gonna. I'm like man, he gonna get washed. This motherfucker gonna get washed.
Shit, fellas, man, I'm about to get on down, man. Closing thoughts. I'm gonna go to Bo first, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on, man. And hey, E, you and B Mac, man, y'all get better, man. Because you know,
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it,
months
man.
ago, man, and that joint ain't no joke, man.
Hell no.
But definitely, man, looking forward to some more shows and stuff like that. And everybody else on the panel, J Mac, Mosquito Spray, Darren Young, man, good talking with y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Appreciate that, Bo. Go ahead, Darren Young. Closing thoughts,
Yes,
bro.
sir. Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you for having me on, man. Appreciate y'all, fellas. It's always a pleasure talking boxing with y'all, man. Shit, I'm about to do the same and call it a night, baby.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you for tapping in, my guy. J Mac 504. Closing thoughts, my brother.
No, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me. Happy New Year's to y'all. Hey, keep doing your thing, man. You're a new channel to me, but I see you. I see you touch it and just keeping your ear close to the streets, man, and just keep pumping it. Because people like you is the only reason why I'm still kind of sticking around. Because I'm almost tired of the shit getting tiresome for me. So, nah, man, just keep doing your things.
Appreciate it, bro. You said you live in DeSoto, huh?
Yeah, I live in DeSoto.
Already, bro. I grew up in Cedar Hill, so I ain't too far from there.
All right, man. All right,
Yeah,
maybe we
man,
link up sometime. Maybe if it makes sense.
Yeah, Texas niggas.
I might have to take a trip out there, man. I got a lot of family, including a couple of my brothers in the Dallas area and whatnot.
Okay. Hey, man, going to my big bro, Mosquito Spray, man. Closing thoughts.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on the other side. Late to the party, man. Hope you and B Mac get better and everything. And man, as far as this Errol Spence thing, he saved a big fish. So the PBC and these Errol sexuals need to take the floaters off his arm, take the hand off from underneath his stomach, and let that boy swim. You know what I'm saying? We tired of the nonsense. Crawford in the 7 feet doing somersaults out the diving board. Let that boy go over there with the big sharks. You know what I'm saying? We hit a big fish. See what that nigga got. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, shout out to Ross Hickey Leatherwood for that super chat, man. I really appreciate that, bro. He said, "E, get well, my brother." Hey, man, I'm trying to, bro. I'm over here really. Man, hey, B Mac is on you, big bro. Closing thoughts.
Hey man, to everybody in the chat, man, I appreciate all the love, man, and the get wells, man. You know, everybody on the panel, man, J Mac Bowl, Mosquito Spray, you know, everybody, man. I thank y'all. Big E, you know, blessings to you, man. You know, we always chop it up, man. I want to thank you once again, man, for the well wishes, and I hope everything goes well with you and your family as well. You know what I'm saying? Love and appreciate everybody, man. To the next time, man. I ain't got nothing but love for everybody, man. Thank you. And if, like I say, man, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, man. But I stick to my guns, man. But one love to everybody, man. Peace out, man. I thank y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to everybody that tapped in on the panel, man. Shout out to everybody that got it in on the chat. Shout out to everybody that's listening to this shit on the playback, man. Salute, salute, salute. If you haven't done so already, yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. One more thing, man. I had 2 shout-outs I saw, man. I had Mr. IOTBA, man. Peace and love, man. What's up to you, man? And my man, Blood Boxing, man. I saw you too, man. Peace and love to you guys, man. Shout out to them 2 brothers, man.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate
Salute to the ghosts, man. Salute to the ghosts. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Put some motherfucking Coach K Duke full court pressure on that bitch. Until next time, we gone. Holla.
The Black Picasso cleaning up the sport of boxing, speaking facts over the gossip. Haters all up in the comments. I ain't here to be liked, but smash that like and noti button. We don't sugarcoat nothing, just healthy boxing discussions. Thriller, painting these pictures oh so vivid. Applying Duke, Coach K, that straight full court pressure. Only God could judge me, so tell these chumps ducking smoke. Remember one thing that the boxing guys don't like, ugly. Shout out Big Fish and everybody that joins the panel. For all my new supporters, sub to the channel. Like Floyd say, it's easy work. That bait jab with that left hook send them straight to sleep. Experts, we the experts. We never sugarcoat. Tune in to Black Picasso. Sit back, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.